Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now here on a Victory Monday. Yes, we have to break down the Eagles' big win against the Jets, where there's no controversy following this game, right? There's nothing to talk about. There's no drama. It's just a typical Monday. Stop it. There's some controversy. There's some drama. We're going to break it all down here as the Eagles went into the Meadowlands and actually got a win as they lost last week, and they beat the Jets this week 33-18 in what was, as they will be going on for basically here on out, a must-win game. Had they lost 2 in a row to both the Giants and then the Jets, we would have really come on here on a Monday and said, all right, cut the cord, that's it. They would have fallen to, 5-8, I think would have been their record, and that would have been enough. I would have been done with it, but they didn't. They won, and that is absolutely fantastic. A big win for Philadelphia, a big win for Nick Sirianni, a big win for Gardner Minshew, as we'll talk about, and a big win for the offensive line, creating a lot of running lanes and a lot of holes. The running backs looked really good, especially Miles Sanders. So all good things, all good news. There's a little bit of bad we're going to break down with maybe those first couple of series for the defense, but overall a nice win for Philadelphia. Now, I think we have to at least acknowledge that it was the Jets, right? And everything that we talk about today comes with a grain of salt because the Jets are a very, very bad football team. With that being said, Philadelphia handled their business. They could have easily gone in and overlooked the Jets, and they could have panicked whenever the Jets took a lead early on in that football game, whenever the Jets scored in their first 3 drives. And it was like, okay, hang on. But in the end, the Jets became the Jets, and Zach Wilson became Zach Wilson, and the Eagles looked really, really good and dominated a bad football team as they should, being a mediocre to good football team as we consider them. So, again, everything we talk about, including Gardner Minshew, we have to say that it was the Jets. This is not the Patriot defense. This wasn't the Bucks. This wasn't the Rams. This wasn't some dominant performance against a great football team. It was the Jets, but they did handle their business, and good football teams beat bad football teams handily, and Philadelphia was able to do that. All right, before we go ahead and get into my takeaways, and yes, we'll start with Gardner Minshew. Sit tight, hang on, buckle up. Grade the Eagles' Week 13 performance versus the Jets. How do you feel about this one? Is it A? Is it a B, C, D, F? Go down below right now and let me know what you guys think in terms of, is this an A performance? Because I think it is. I think it was an A- overall. I think the defense struggled early, but after that, they figured it out. They played well. The offense was fantastic right from the start. Really, really good on all phases of the football. And so I'll give this one an A-. Very impressed with what they were able to do. All right. 2 minutes into the video, we're finally going to mention it. Gardner Minshew, Minshew Mania. Quarterback drama. Let's talk about it. First off, let's talk about just Gardner as a whole. He was fantastic yesterday. He was really, really good, very accurate. He seemed to know exactly where he wanted to go with the football, and he pushed the football down the field and really focused in on finding Dallas Goedert, someone that you have not seen a lot of in the Jalen Hurts era. They haven't really gotten the football to Goedert. They made it a point for Minshew to find Dallas Goedert, maybe at the expense of Devontae Smith not getting a lot of targets, but overall, it's just a fantastic day. I mean, anytime you score on the first 7 drives, that's a really great day. And now the question is going to be, is the offense better with Gardner Minshew or is it better with Jalen Hurts? And that's something that we have to figure out over the next couple of weeks, even though I think it's very clear what's going to happen going forward. And Nick Sirianni made it clear after the game in the post-game press conference, saying that Jalen Hurts is still the starter. And honestly, he should be. Like, just because Gardner Minshew goes out there and balls against the Jets defense does not mean that you instantly promote him to be the starting quarterback. Jalen Hurts has done enough to keep the starting job. And honestly, during the good Jalen Hurts football games, the offense is extremely hard to game plan for and extremely hard to beat, I think. And I know that just a couple weeks ago, he was very bad against the Jets, and that's something, or against the Giants, and that's something you definitely take into account. But Hurts has been good enough this year for me to go ahead and keep the job, and I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment. I'm not going to be dramatic. I'm not going to say, oh, just because Gardner Minshew was able to score in his first 7 drives against the Jets, which we'll keep saying, that he deserves to be the starter. Now, let me say this. This does shorten Jalen Hurts' leash, right? And that's very clear. I'm not going to come out here and just say that, Hurts no matter what the rest of the way. If Hurts has another performance like we saw against the Jets a couple of weeks ago, then you got to bench him. And I think this gives you the opportunity to bench him because Gardner Minshew is now no longer an unknown. You know that he is able to be a very good quarterback, or at least was in this game, and alongside the Eagle offensive line, which is fantastic, the Eagle running game, which is fantastic, and the Eagle weapons. If your quarterback is struggling, you insert a better one or one that can perform better at the time. You go with the guy that can help you win. So, going into the bye week, I think there will be a lot of talk, but not a lot of talk internally. I think the guys are all in love with Jalen Hurts, and they want to stand behind Jalen Hurts. But if you get into the Washington game 2 weeks from now, and we're down 10 points at the half, and Jalen Hurts is barely throwing an accurate football, then I think you can go ahead and make that move and roll with Gardner Minshew going forward. But know that if you do go ahead and go to Gardner Minshew, then you are at a scenario that you can't really return to, and that would therefore nullify the idea of Hurts being a starter in 2022. Just know that. Okay, pin comment down below. I'll ask you guys this. I'm very curious to see what kind of dramatic comments I will get, but answer. Who should be the starter at quarterback, Minshew or Hurts? Type M down below for Minshew, or go ahead and type H down below for Hurts. Now, we'll also say make sure you guys are subscribed to stay up to date, because if there is any sort of crazy Minshew update, even though they said he's not going to be the starter in yesterday's press conference, if there is any update, we will cover it here on the channel, so go down below and subscribe. Help us get to 22,000 subscribers here on the channel. All right, I mentioned his name earlier. Let's just say it again. It's nice that Dallas Goedert is finally getting his touches, because he should. Dallas Goedert is a elite tight end in the National Football League, and for whatever reason, whether it's Sirianni's fault or Hurts' fault or the offense as a whole's fault, they just weren't giving him a lot of targets. They weren't giving him a lot of touches, and I don't know what it was for the past couple of weeks, but he's been MIA to the point that he was on the waiver wire in my fantasy football league last week. I should have picked him up, but I already have Gronk, so I didn't really need him, but he was great. 6 catches, 6 targets, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is exactly what we expect from Dallas Goedert and what it should be. Him and Devontae Smith should get all the targets, right? Quez Watkins mixed in like you saw on Sunday every now and then. Very little Jalen Reagor, but the football should go to Dallas Goedert because he's an offensive mismatch nightmare on both safeties and linebackers. And honestly, credit to Gardner Minshew for finding Dallas Goedert. Hopefully this sparks Jalen Hurts 2 weeks from now to realize that Dallas Goedert is fantastic and he should be targeted early and often. Like, they should make the offense around getting the football to Dallas Goedert and getting the football to Devontae Smith. It's interesting that Minshew did well getting it to Gardner Minshew, whereas obviously Jalen Hurts has found Devontae Smith more. We need a combination of both with whoever the starting quarterback is going forward, even though we know it'll be Jalen Hurts. What's your confidence level in the Eagles at 6-7 now? 1 win away from 500. Haven't been 500 basically all year. It's been a long time. Scale of 1 to 10. I'm feeling confident. I mean, you got 4 divisional games left, as we'll talk about. Those are going to be difficult because divisional games are. Washington's playing good football right now. Either way, scale of 1 to 10, I'd say I'm at an 8 or a 7. Give me your confidence level down below right now. We do need to mention the defense that took a while to settle down, and it was a little frustrating early on watching Zach Wilson ball out of his mind. Elijah Moore's a good player, though. I think Elijah Moore's going to be a really good football player. I'd much rather have him over Jalen Reagor, but whatever. I think Wilson's going to be fine, too. I mean, I'll give credit to him, but at the same time, the defense eventually figured things out and eventually really slowed down what was a hot start for Wilson and company. I think we must give credit to Darius Slay. Haven't talked about him too much on the show the past couple of months just because he's doing his job and being fantastic, but he has turned into a top 3 cornerback in the league right now, and honestly is in the running for the number 1 cornerback this year. He's been that good. I think he's been a little better than Jalen Ramsey overall, according to the stats. Just want to give a quick appreciation shout out to him. He's been really, really fantastic. All right, before we go ahead and move on, quick shout out to this crazy good deal that I saw on this Eagles hoodie that is up to 50% off right now at our link, chatsports.com/Eagles hoodie. If you do not have a Christmas gift for special someone in your life, trust me, as an Eagle fan, this hoodie is sick. I would definitely like this hoodie, although I already have one, so I don't necessarily need another hoodie. But if you don't have an Eagles hoodie or need someone who wants an Eagles hoodie, this one's still 50% off, and it's fantastic. The full zip-up size is really nice. So go down below, chatsports.com/Eagles hoodie, and pick it up right now. Okay, quickly, we must mention Miles Sanders for officially getting the first 100-yard rushing day of any Eagles running back this year. Fantastic. Love it. I'm a huge Miles Sanders fan. You guys know I'm a Miles Sanders fan. It was nice to see the Eagles still have a nice rushing attack even without Jalen Hurts, because that was a question. Like Jalen Hurts creates very good read option opportunities to where teams key in on him. They create lanes for running backs, and yet with Minshew in there, who's not much of a running threat, as you saw, they were still able to run the football very, very well. Kenneth Gainwell was actually really good. Had that lone rushing touchdown for Philadelphia. You'd like to see Sanders get in the end zone. I mean, the poor guy does not have a touchdown this year, which is it's just insane to see, but he is peaking at the right time. Got a little banged up there at the end. I think he's going to be okay, but the bye week, as we'll talk about, comes at a very good time. Shout out to Miles Sanders for playing well, and the Eagle offensive line for just being top 5 in the league right now, as we thought they would be at the beginning of the year. What happened on the right side of the line, just quickly, in terms of Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson, whenever they're healthy, has turned into the left side with Mailata and Dickerson. They're playing great on the left side of the offensive line. Just fantastic. All right, let's mention the bye week. We'll wrap it up by saying this. The bye week comes at a perfect time. I mean, a perfect time to get healthy, as we'll talk about. Kelce needs to get healthy. Sanders needs to get healthy. This is why you love a late bye week in your schedule. You don't want an early one because you're not that injured. This comes at the perfect time for them to recharge, recuperate, rest, and then just plow through this 4-game stretch. What do you guys think the Eagles should focus on during the bye week? Like, is it the running game? Is the passing game? Is it getting healthy? I think it's getting healthy. I think they just need a week off, time for a little R&R, back with the family, and I think that it comes at the perfect time. So give me your thoughts down below. All right, next 5 games. Let's take a look. Bye week this week. Again, perfect time. Washington, you get them in Philadelphia. That's going to be a huge game to set the tone. Washington's playing good football right now, and they don't score a lot of points, but they went on the road and beat the Raiders last week, and the Raiders coming off of that Thanksgiving win against the Cowboys. Washington's scary. I mean, the rest of the schedule is not easy, and you essentially have to go 3-1. right? You cannot split this. You cannot go 2-2 and actually have a chance. You've got to beat Washington twice. You've got to beat the Giants. That's 100%. And then Dallas can be up and down, I think, because Dallas probably has the division locked up. So it's very possible to go 4-0. If they go 4-0, they are in the postseason for sure. I think 3-1 with a little bit of help will get them there, because as we currently stand, with the 49ers losing yesterday, the Vikings losing to the Lions yesterday, thank goodness for that, the Eagles are right there. They're one game out. And so you beat Washington in 2 weeks, and you will be in the postseason. And then you just hang on, and you'll be a 6 seed or a 7 seed based on what I'm looking at right now, because I think Dallas is probably going to go ahead and lock up the division. Either way, a great win. We'll finish by saying this. Predict the Eagles' record over their final 4 games. I think 3-1 is safe. I think 4-4 can be a possibility if they play well. Right? Give me your thoughts right now in the comments section. All right, ultimate for today on our Philadelphia Eagles Now news and rumor reaction video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because we have plenty of great coverage coming up, even though it is the bye week, including mailbag videos and segments and news and rumors, as we always do. So go down below and hit that subscribe button. For Philadelphia Eagles Now, I'm Thomas Mott, just so giddy with excitement that we won. Signing off. To the rest of your day.